Hey everyone, BZB Comics here, and within the past year, I've done 3 different Super Smash Bros. Moveset videos, all of which have been more than 15 minutes long. The Travis one actually got a part 2, and the Agumon one was supposed to get a part 2, except it didn't get as much viewership as I was hoping for, so I've decided to put that on pause for the time being. All of these videos required tons of research, capturing of game footage, and editing, and while I do like putting those moveset videos together, it can be pretty time-consuming, and for popular characters, it almost feels pointless because a lot of concepts that I come up with end up being similar to what other people have come up with for that character. So here I find myself in a situation where a new Paper Mario game was just announced, and I want to strike while the iron is hot. I have a new concept for how Paper Mario can work in Smash, but if I give him the full moveset treatment, I might not be done editing until it's lost relevance, and I don't want that to happen, so I'm dusting off an old concept from the far back year of 2018. Welcome to Super Smash Bros. Mini Movesets, where I lay out the special moves and general concepts for a new character in Smash without breaking down every single move. Last time I did this, I covered 4 characters all at once, but hey, I make the rules, I can break the rules. You're just getting one this time. Now, when it comes to moveset potential, Paper Mario is damn near unrivaled. Over the years, he's had hundreds of attacks, badges, partners, stickers, pixels, and cards to take advantage of, and it can be a real headache to figure out how to incorporate them all. My answer? You don't. The Paper Mario franchise is one known for combining the epic scope of JRPGs and the charm and simple gameplay of the Mario series. Its accessibility is one of its greatest strong suits, and by trying to incorporate all of the elements of a Paper Mario series into one character, you end up losing that accessibility, and the character no longer feels true to his origins. I mean, seriously, does pressing down B to swap out partners, side B to swap pixels, and neutral B to swap stickers sound fun to you? Or does that just sound like a confusing mess? No, I think that the Paper Mario moveset should stick to the basics and stick to elements from the series' best games. I'm talking the original N64 game, Thousand Year Door, and based on the gameplay we've seen so far, the Origami King. That's right, I'm talking partners, baby! Woo woo! And I think I've found a way to incorporate partners from all 3 of those games into Paper Mario's moveset without turning it into a confusing mess. If we turn to the Origami King's box art, we see several characters standing behind Mario, and based on the trailer, it's all but confirmed that the bob-omb standing behind him will serve as a partner to follow Mario around and hopefully aid him in combat. There's been evidence of partner characters in combat for this game already, though bob-omb isn't shown specifically. Still, he seems to follow Mario around for much of the game, so it seems likely he'll function like a traditional partner. If we work with this assumption, we can also assume that the other characters behind Mario are partners too. Now, one thing that's still disappointing about all this is that the partner characters in this game all seem like generic enemies with no distinguishing features. The Koopa partner is just a regular Koopa. The Goomba partner is just a regular Goomba, etc., etc. But what if I told you that this disadvantage in the Origami King is actually an advantage for Smash? Picture this. Paper Mario's default costume is based around the modern Paper Mario games. It gives him a white border around his body, and his colors are generally more bright and saturated. His special moves are based around the partners he seems to have in the Origami King. his neutral special summons his Goomba partner to target the nearest opponent with a head bonk, assuming they're at close enough range. His side special brings out his Koopa partner for a shell toss, which functions the same way it does in the first two Paper Mario games, with the partner withdrawing into their shells with one button press, and then launching into their foes with another. Like in his home series, proper timing is required to maximize the distance this move travels, and it has an effect like Link's Gale Boomerang from Brawl and Smash 4, bringing items to Paper Mario if they happen to be between him and his nearest opponent during the shell toss launch. Now, his down special summons his bob-omb partner, who will start walking away from Mario the instant they are summoned. Pressing down B again will cause the bob-omb to stand in place, and pressing down B a third time will cause them to explode. They'll also explode after a set amount of time, or after they're hit by an opponent. Now, the up special isn't all too important here. I see it working as a combination of the spring jump and paper airplane powers from Thousand Year Door, but it's subject to change depending on what new abilities Origami King introduces. The really interesting thing to note here is what happens to the rest of Paper Mario's special moves when he switches costume. Some of Paper Mario's costumes will be based around his look from the Thousand Year Door, giving him a dark outline and a slightly darker color scheme overall. In these costumes, Paper Mario will be accompanied by Goombella for his neutral special, Koops for his side special, and Bobbery for his down special. He'll also have a set of costumes based on the original Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64. These costumes will make him appear more short and stout, despite not actually changing proportions or his hurt box at all, and give him the same pixely outline from his debut game. In these costumes, Paper Mario utilizes Goombario for his neutral special, Cooper for his side special, and Bombette for his down special. You see why I called Origami King's generic partners an advantage for Smash now? They allow for the character's default appearance to be evergreen, and something that will always represent the Paper Mario character to some extent.
But it also allows for a lot more creativity when it comes to Paper Mario's alternate costumes, and the great thing is that as new Paper Mario games continue being made, and assuming that they keep the traditional partners and have bob-ombs and Koopas and Goombas, then the Paper Mario in Smash can update with them so that he'd get new costumes that reference those new partners.
Now, to fill the moveset out a bit, I'd give Paper Mario a combination of jump and hammer-based attacks for all his smashes, tilts, aerials, and the like. Those are his main methods of attack in basically every Paper Mario game, so it only makes sense for them to be his main methods of attack in Smash as well. His grab could be based off of his thousand-fold arms ability he gets from the Origami King, and I think also, it's only fair that we sprinkle in some references to the less traditional Paper Mario games, just so, everything's kinda represented here and there. I think that the Paint Hammer makes a lot of sense as a side smash, and that his entrance animation could be based off of his flipping animation from Super Paper Mario. His taunts and victory animations would be a good place to throw in more interactions with partners. And speaking of taunts, there needs to be a way to jam the taunt button on Paper Mario's home stage so that his Goomba partner can tattle on the other characters. As for Paper Mario's final smash, there are a bunch of ideas we could go with here, but I think the most fitting for this particular concept would be an entirely Smash original move, where all of Paper Mario's partners come out and attack their opponents at once. And I do mean all of them. This move would be a great way to showcase all of Paper Mario's partners throughout the series' history, including some of the less traditional ones that wouldn't have really fit into the moveset otherwise. Stuff like Kirsty from Sticker Star, Huey from Color Splash, and the Pixels from Super Paper Mario. And that's all I've got for now. I could be totally wrong about how partners will function in the Origami King, but I'd be happy to do a full moveset and or corrections video once the game is officially out, if I think there's enough material with which to do so. I plan to do something similar for Travis Touchdown whenever No More Heroes 3 officially comes out, so be on the lookout for that whenever that game ends up releasing. But until then, this is BDZB Comics signing off.